back to Intellipaat friends. So today we are going to be discussing about Microsoft Azure. So what is it and what all things that you can do on this platform? We are going to look at each and everything in this video. So let's begin. So first of all, let me quickly go to the agenda of today's video. So first of all, we'll be talking about what was the need of introducing cloud computing in the industry, followed by the overview of Azure and then its service domains offered by Azure. We'll also talk about a case study based on Azure, and then we'll go into the hands-on exercises to create virtual machine and other practical stuff related to Azure. And finally, we'll be talking about the career opportunities you can get into this domain. So let's begin. So nowadays, cloud computing is everywhere. It is evolving and becoming popular, whether you are running applications or you are supporting the critical operations of your business. A cloud service platform provides rapid access to flexible and low-cost IT resources. But do you have any idea why actually did we feel the need of getting cloud computing in place? Well, let's see how organizations were operating without a cloud platform. So let's say 10 years back, when companies were storing all its operations and database on its own servers, and then adding more servers as and when required. But then there were some problems with this kind of setup. So let's take an example and understand what these problems actually were. Now let's suppose you own a company which runs a very successful website and your website was hosted on the on-premise servers, like traditional physical servers, which is quite normal. Now you want to add some more features to your products and website, and due to this, your website became a hit overnight. So as a result, your traffic increased multifolds and the inevitable happened. That means your website crashed. Well, you obviously could not have foreseen this. And even if you did, there was just no way you could have spent and bought the required servers in such a short time because servers are too costly. And let's suppose that even if you can afford many servers, are you sure that you will experience the same amount of traffic every day? So that investment in that case might result in bad investment on your part. Now, so to handle all these problems, we had to come up with a new model of infrastructure, and hence we came up with cloud. And with cloud computing, all these problems were solved. Let's see how. So in case of cloud, you can simply upload your data on cloud servers and you are set. That means no more buying expensive servers. And then also it comes with scalability. That means your server capacity will scale up or scale down according to the traffic automatically. And then your cloud provider will manage your servers, hence no worries about the underlying infrastructure. So now I'm sure that you have understood that why cloud was actually needed in the very first place. Now let's go ahead and understand what exactly it is. So what is cloud computing? Let me give you a definition for this. So this is nothing but the use of remote servers on the internet to store, manage and process data rather than a local server or your personal computer. That is to say, you simply eliminate the use of physical or traditional servers. Instead, you store your data on cloud on internet. So the cloud service is offered by many companies and these companies are called cloud providers. Now the image here shows some of the top cloud providers and Azure stands second largest cloud provider. So what is Azure? So Microsoft Azure is a cloud computing platform created of course by Microsoft which developers and IT professionals use to build, deploy and manage applications through their global network of data centers. So it supports a wide selection of tools, languages, frameworks, databases and devices. Let me give in statistics for that. So statistics reveal that 57% of the Fortune 500 companies from various industry sectors entrust their data and application to Azure because it offers you an easy to implement and low cost hybrid cloud solution. Now the image here shows the percentage of the companies who have adopted the respective cloud providers as their primary partners. You can clearly figure it out that after AWS, people are adopting Microsoft Azure. So now let us see the different domains in Microsoft Azure. So the first one is compute, and it is used to process data on the cloud by making use of powerful processes which serve multiple instances at one time. And it includes virtual machines, VM scale sets, Azure Container, Container Registry, Functions, Batch, Service Fabric, and Cloud Services. And then the second domain is storage services. Now, the storage is actually used to store data in the cloud with the ability to scale as and when required. And this data can be stored in the form of either blob storage or queue storage, file storage, or table storage. Now, the third one is database domain. So, this is used to provide reliable, relational, and non relational database instances managed by Azure. And it can be SQL database, DocumentDB, or Redis cache. And then we have got networking in place. So it includes services which provide a variety of networking features such as security, faster access, etc. So some of those are virtual network, load balancer, application gateway, Azure DNS, content delivery network, VPN gateway, traffic manager, and express route. And then we have got developer tools. So it actually provides services which ease the ability to code for an organization. For example, it would simply enable the teams to share code, track work, and ship software. So these are Visual Studio Team services, application insights, and API management. And then we have got management and monitoring tools. So this includes services which can be used to manage and monitor your Azure instances, just like Microsoft Azure Portal, Azure Resource Manager, and automation. And then we have got security and identity. So this actually includes services for user authentication or limiting access to a certain set of the audience on your Azure resources. So basically it provides a kind of security to your instances. So some of the security and identity services are Key Vault, Azure Active Directory, Azure AD B2C, Azure AD Domain Services, and multi-factor authentication. And then we have got web and mobile apps. So these are mainly used to create web apps or mobile apps for any platform and any device, just like web apps, mobile apps, API apps, logic apps, notification hubs, and event hubs. And now let's move on to the popular products that Azure provide. So the first one is virtual machines. So it creates Linux and Windows virtual machines in seconds. Azure Virtual Machine would actually give you the flexibility of virtualization for a wide range of computing solutions. And then App Service. So it is used to quickly build, deploy, and scale enterprise grade web, mobile, and API apps. And then we have got SQL Database. So SQL Database is an intelligent, fully managed relational cloud database service which provides the broadest SQL Server Engine compatibility. So you can migrate your SQL Server databases without changing your apps. And then we have got Azure Storage. So this is the cloud storage solution for modern applications that rely on durability, availability, and scalability to meet the need of their customers. And then we have got functions. So these actually accelerate your development with an event-driven and serverless compute experience. In short, you can simply scale on demand and pay only for the resources you consume. Then Azure Cosmos DB. So this was built from the ground up with global distribution and horizontal scale at its core. So it offers a global distribution across any number of Azure regions by transparently scaling and replicating your data wherever your users are. And then Azure Active Directory. So it helps you manage user identities and create intelligence driven access policies to secure your resources. And then we have got backup. So this would protect data with a cloud-based backup as a service. So backup supports VMware and hyper-virtual machines running on Linux and Windows as well as on your physical Windows servers. So Azure has got two marketplaces, AppSource and Azure Marketplace. And all of them offer a rich catalog of thousands of products, consulting services, and end-to-end solutions. As you can see on the screen that Azure provides services to many of the organizations. Now that we have got a brief idea about Microsoft Azure, let me take you through a case study and also understand how Azure resolves the issues of an organization. So let's talk about Accenture. Businesses and governments across the globe look to Accenture to, let's say, help them keep pace with a world that's changing at an astonishing rate. So with approximately 442,000 employees, Accenture is serving clients in more than 120 countries. So, a few years ago, the company launched a major digital transformation to adopt a next generation enterprise resource planning system to gain the scalability, speed, agility, analytics, and performance which were needed to meet the future growth. So, as part of the transformation, Accenture adopted a cloud only data center strategy for all new business applications. Now, through a combination of both public cloud providers and software as a service vendors, the IT organization at Accenture aims to either buy cloud based applications or write and run its own software exclusively on the cloud. So, the IT team actually migrated and provisioned new virtual machines at a pace of approximately 250 a month, resulting in a total of 4,500 VMs moved to the cloud over a period of 18 months. So today, it is about 90% of the way through its journey. Accenture has moved nearly 80% of its 13,000 VMs into the cloud, with the goal of having 90% in the cloud by the end of 2018. So the Azure is the place to be. So the Microsoft Azure team and SAP partnered to migrate Accenture's 7 terabyte SAP BW to SAP HANA on Azure large instances in just 6 months. So there were three main steps. The first one was to migrate SAP BW from an on premise data center to Azure, and then migrate Accenture Enterprise Database from Microsoft SQL Server to SAP HANA with Unicode conversion, and then to upgrade to SAP BW and SAP Business Planning. So here are some of the benefits of migrating to Azure. So it had got faster delivery, improved reliability and performance, and reduced cost, and so on. So this is how Accenture migrated to Microsoft Azure to serve their customer more efficiently. Now let me also explain a case study of ICICI. So ICICI Lombard was moving towards a more customer-centric approach with cutting-edge technology. But there was this one unsolved mystery to be tackled, and that was how to handle applications with peak times that are exponentially higher than the average. So, provisioning and deprovisioning of servers cause time, cost, and resource pressures on the organization. So, ICICI Lombard turned to Microsoft Azure to manage the IT infrastructure for applications like email systems and storage. So, the constant technical support and the matured security measures offered by Azure enable the client to move more complex applications to the cloud. As a result of this, ICICI Lombard now enjoys automated management of the platform and applications, thus reducing the cost and time considerably. More than 30 UAT servers have been decommissioned after a batch of 17 applications were moved to the cloud. And with more non production applications being hosted on the Azure cloud, the time to market has been enhanced and more maturity is observed in SDLC. And now let's go into the practical portion of this video where we are going to tell you guys how do we actually create virtual machines and other practical stuff on Azure. So first of all, you need to go to portal.azure.com. So that's how you log in into your Azure account and to create virtual machine. So let it get downloaded. So this is how your Azure dashboard actually looks like. All these things are here. And now we need to create virtual machine. So these all are quick launch, you can say. So click on virtual machine. And then we have already got some of the virtual machine created, but let's go and create a fresh one. So go and click on add. Now these are the operating system that you need to choose from the marketplace of Azure. This is the marketplace. So we are going ahead with Windows Server here. And these are the different versions of this. You can select any one of your requirement. I am selecting this one, Windows Server 2008 R2 SP1. And then here just select Resource Manager and create. Now here you need to fill up some of the basic details, just like you need to give your virtual machine a name. So let me call it demo. Okay. And then the username, username and password that you need to set. So let me do that. So it basically has 12 character long password. It can be a combination of number, characters, special characters, alphabets, etc. Okay. And now since I already have a resource group, so I'll select my existing resource group. So let me do that. And my location is Central US, so keep it as it is. And finally after that click OK. Now it is going to give you different size and you need to buy one. So here whatever you select based upon your requirement, like you'll be getting that amount of CPU, RAM and everything. So right now I'm going with the basic one and I'm going to select the basic one. You can select depending upon your requirement. So let's select this one. So this is just the CPU and RAM. So depending upon your requirement, you can select all these and accordingly you'll be getting the specification, your hardware specification. So I'm selecting this one, the basic one. Select. And now here basically I'm going to leave all these settings by default only. Just one thing that you need to select here, and so I'm selecting this public inbound ports and I'm going to select this RDP, right? So this will be exposed to public, and all these let it remain default. Click on OK. So now this is actually validating your request. Okay, so it has been validated. So you'll be charged this much rupees per hour if you are going to use your virtual machine. That is what it is showing here. And here downwards you have got terms and conditions. So you just click and create. So it is initializing the process, and let me tell you that it is going to take a while in order to create virtual machine. Now I'm pinning it to dashboard so that it will be shown into my dashboard. Now let me click. So here we have got it created, our virtual machine, which is demo. Now click on that, click on connect. Now download our DP file. Okay, connect. Now give your username and password that you have created while creating your virtual machine. So this is the credentials you need to provide here. Okay, yes. So this is how your virtual machine is being created and it will be displayed in a while. So see how easy it was to create a virtual machine in Azure. So let's move ahead and check how do you create a storage on your Azure Cloud. Okay, so here we are again on our Azure dashboard. So let's select storage account. So create an storage, and again let's create a fresh one. So again select add. So it is going to get your storage account created. Again you need to name your storage account, so give any name, let's say Azure storage 1988. And of course we are going to use resource manager because classic is the older version of it and we want to perform in the new version, so we are selecting resource manager. Okay, and then leave everything else just like this. So storage, I have selected general purpose 1 v1 and location as usual central US. Now replication you need to select locally, that is what I have selected, LRS. And then resource group, again use existing one. And then finally we are going to select create. Let it get downloaded. Okay, so let me refresh it and see our storage has been created. So now we are going to click on it. That's the storage we created, Azure storage 1988. Okay, so click on it. And now we are going to click on overview. So this is how it looks like, and these are the different format of storage like blobs, file, queues, tables. Some of them are used for unstructured data and some of them are used for structured data, right? Currently are going to use blobs to create our storage. So click on blobs, and under blobs we need to create container. Container is nothing but a folder, just like a folder, just like you store anything inside a folder. So here we are calling it container. So let me create one. Let's say demo, again our container name, and create it. Now this is just the public access level. You can choose any one of your choice whether you want to make it private or public, and then create OK. So successfully created our container demo, and now under that container we are going to upload our file. So let's upload it. So let me select any one of the file so that I can show you guys the demo that how do you upload or store your data Microsoft Azure in blob under containers. Okay, so I have uploaded it. Let it get downloaded. So it's been uploaded, right? Now if you want to check it out, you want to check it, so simply go under that and copy this link, the link that is shown above, this one, yes, URL. Copy it and paste it into your Google Chrome. Enter and see how you have got your data uploaded here. So this is how easy it is to store your data in blob under containers on Azure Data Cloud. Okay, so after seeing that, let us go ahead and see how do we create a connection between our SQL database, on-premise SQL database, and database on Azure. So let's check it out. Okay, so for that again we need to go into our Azure portal, that is dashboard. So here we are now, open, so select here SQL databases, because we need to create one, then only we are going to establish a connection. So again, create a new server, new database, give it a name. So any name, you can give it. So let me call it training DB, and then all of this, just keep it all as it is. And again, I'm using the existing group, and it is a blank database because if we need, we can migrate our data from our on-premise database to the Azure database, and that way you can keep it blank database. And again, central US, and that's all. We are going to create our server. Now we need to create a new server configuration because it requires a proper login name and password, and this particular credential is required to create connection between Azure SQL and on-premise SQL. So we are going to use it again, so remember it. Now fill in all the details. Now give your username and password. Now there are some restrictions towards using the password, so just follow those restrictions and create on select. Now we need to select the pricing table. Now we need to select the pricing table. So these are just like how many DTUs and how many storages, what's the price amount that you will be charged. So I'm just going to go ahead with the basic one where you'll be getting this 2 GB, and these are the DTUs. Okay, so let's apply. Now after that, create on click button, like click on create button. Okay, so it is going to take a while to get it created on your Azure portal, and meanwhile I'm going to open my on-premise SQL service. So I've already installed the SQL server on my server 2012, which is available on my traditional machine, that is on-premise machine. So let me log in. Okay, so now let me actually open my on-premise SQL Server Management Studio, and for that let me go ahead and get it opened. This one, SQL Server Management Studio. So you already know that on Azure portal we have already created one SQL database. So let me go ahead and check whether it has been created or not. So let's refresh it. Okay, so deployment successfully. So we are just deploying our database, we are pinning it to dashboard. Refresh it. So this is our database which has been created, which is online, and now our motto is to create a connection between this SQL database and our SQL database, that is on-premise database, this one. Okay, so this is my SQL database installed on server 2012. I'm just going to make a connection of local database, and for that I'll just select Windows authentication over here. Okay, and here domain SQL Express, that's server name, and just simply click on connect. So this is being connected, it is being connected, or it is connected successfully, and this is our local database service. Now we have to establish a connection between this and this training DB, that is database on Azure. So let's click on it. So this is the overview of the SQL server that we have created, and here is the server name, this one. So we need to copy this one, so let us copy it. Now to establish a good connection, you always need to take care of a good IP address which is configured automatically, and you must have a good access of your internet. So let me just do a little bit of settings here and there so that we can create and establish a connection between our two databases which are based on on-premise and on Azure. So let me do that. Okay, so now you just click on file and click on connect. So it is going to give you two different options to make connection between your SQL database, and so I am going to select SQL authentication, server authentication, and in server name just paste the SQL database name that we created over Azure portal and type in the username and password that I guys told you that we need to know this username and password while establishing a connection. Now connect. Okay, so it is being connected. Okay, so we have got successfully connected our on-premise SQL server with the Azure SQL server. It is going to take just a while. Yes, and we have got it. So this is how you establish a connection between your on-premise database and your database on Azure. So see how easy it was. Okay, so we are going to kind of deploy our on-premise website into our Azure web application service. Okay, so for that I'm just going to use the web application service to deploy my on-premise website with the help of Azure portal. So I have got, let's say for example, my demo website which is created with the help of .NET and HTML. So this is my on-premise website. This is the one, but I want to deploy it with the help of web application services of Azure. So for that, again, we need to go to Azure portal using the same portal.azure.com, and on the portal click on the app services here on the quick launch. Now click on the app services and let me check that. So there are no other application services available on my current portal. So let me create one. So this is the marketplace related to the application services, and I'll be selecting web app. So select this one. So these are the many options. The first one is related to the Microsofts. We are going to select again and create. Now this is the platform that would give you an option to deploy your on-premise web, and this is going to take a while to get it created. So I have given my name over here, and same have used existing group, and I need to create it. So this is going to take a while, so let me refresh it. Okay, so I have refreshed it, and let me again check it. So the web application has been created successfully over here. So let us open it for further configuration. So this is the overview. Again, we have got a lot of options over here, and here let me actually copy the URL and paste it into the new tab. Now let it get downloaded. Again, it is going to take a while. Okay, so right now it has got nothing to display, and there's reason because we have not uploaded any kind of website to our web applications. We have just created one. So I'm going to upload my local web page into the Azure web application services now. And for that, you first need to configure the deployment credentials that you will be getting under your web application services. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Deployment credentials. So here it would give you the name of your FTP, and you need to give the password and click on save button. So let me just type in the password and confirm it and then save it. So we are going to use this credential to communicate between the on-premise and Azure web application with the help of FileZilla. I hope you guys know what FileZilla is. So it basically works like a mediator that can help us make the connection between on-premise and web. So again, let it get saved, and let me open FileZilla now. Okay, and let me check it first. Okay, so it has been saved successfully. That's the notification we have got here. Now again click on overview, and you'll be getting FTP username over here. That's the host name. So I'll just select and copy the username just here, and open FileZilla and paste the same one in there, username. And again go back, and now you need to copy your host name. Again go back to FileZilla and paste it over there. And then you need to give the password and click on Quick Connect. Okay, so it has been connected successfully. Now this one is the local site, and this one, so this is the local site and this is the remote site. See, local site and this is the remote site. Now let me select the remote site and delete the existing data, because I don't want the data, I don't want any data, existing data, because I want to migrate my data. So let me delete this one. So this is the website design project, this one. So let me check this folder first. Let me open this. So this is our file which contains entire file related to the website. Again, go into FileZilla, select the folder and copy the file, and you need to drag and drop it just like this. So now it is going to copy all the data from your on-premise to the cloud. That means from your local site to your remote site. Now again it is going to take a while to get it all migrated. So what we have done is, first we deleted our whatever existing data we had in our remote site, because we want to migrate our data. And now we are migrating our data from local site, that is on-premise site, to the cloud-based Azure service web application. So the migration is in process. Let it get done. 31 files, 29 files. Okay, so finally it is going to be completed and our entire file is going to be migrated to our remote site. Okay, and it has been done, successfully migrated from the local site to Azure remote site. So now open Azure portal and open our web application service. Again, the one we have created. Go under that, select overview and click on the URL again, and now try and paste into another tab. Let me do that. Okay, so see, now this is our website which successfully got migrated to Azure Web Application Services, and this is how you can deploy your on-premise website into your Azure Web Application Services. So see how easy it was all, to create a virtual machine. Then we also created a storage and uploaded our data under blob, under container, and then we kind of established a connection between our on-premise SQL database and our database on Azure. And finally we created a web application service to kind of migrate our on-premise website data to the web application services on cloud. And now finally, after all this, let us move ahead. So I hope you have got a fair knowledge or idea about how do we create or perform all these tasks on Microsoft Azure. So now, after watching this, if you are one of those who want to learn this technology from professionals who are Microsoft Azure certified and are leading industry experts, you are simply at the right place. So you can simply join our Microsoft Azure training course today and get hired in MNCs. So you can be an Azure Cloud architect, a developer, or an Azure designer. And let me tell you guys that most of the current job postings are from Microsoft directly. So you can also see the average salary of the Azure developer, which is somewhere around $119,000 per year, which is quite a great amount, right? And now, with this, let me summarize what we discussed in today's session. So first of all, we started with what is cloud computing and its need, and then we saw what is Microsoft Azure and different domains offered by it. We also discussed popular products in Azure and then Accenture and ICICI case study. And also, we saw or performed some of the hands on exercises based on virtual machine and also discussed career opportunities. So, this is the right time to start your career in this field of Azure cloud computing. So, visit our website and join the course if you want to establish your career into this domain. Thank you so much for watching this video and giving us your precious time. If you have got any inquiry, please feel free to contact us anytime.
I hope the video was informative for you. Please like the video, and if you have any doubt, comment below. We shall respond to it at the earliest. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more such informative videos. Do look out for other related videos in our playlist. For more detailed information, visit our website now. Have a great day and career ahead.